Right, the question that we've got is how to work out what 2/3 of 192 is. And whenever we're working out fractions, there's a few different ways of doing it. One way is to actually just write it as we say it, 2/3, and whenever we see the of sign, we actually write the multiply sign. 2/3 of 192. And we can actually think about this divide sign as going the whole way along. So we could rewrite this as being 2 times 192 divided by 3. The first thing I would like to do, instead of multiplying 2 by 192 and then dividing it through, I'd like to see if 3 does divide exactly into 192. So I'll do this in 2 steps. First I'll work out what 192 divided by 3 is. 3 goes into 19 6 times. 6 3s are 18 and we had 19, so that means 1 is left over and we move it over to the next number. We now have a new number, 12. 12 divided by 3. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times. So 192 divided by 3 is 64. But we didn't want to know what 192 divided by 3 was. We wanted to know what 192 divided by 3 times 2 was. So this is going to give us 2 times 64. We've done this part of it. We now have to finish off the rest of it. 2 times 64 is 128. And this is how we could do the fraction all in one go. What could we do if we wanted to, instead of doing 2/3 directly and getting the answer 128, we could have worked out what 1/3 of 192 was. 1/3 of 192, we can just get by 1/3 of 192 is exactly the same thing as 192 divided by 3. It's splitting the number 192 up into 3 completely equal parts. This will again give us 19 divided by 3 goes 6 times, 1 left over. 12 divided by 3 goes 4 times, so we get 64. So we know that 1/3 of 192 is 64. So 2/3 of 192 must be twice as big as what 1/3 was, because if we think of our circle here, here is 1/3 and in here we have 64. The whole circle should be 192. In this third we have 64, in this third we have another 64, and in this third we have another 64. And if we add all of these 3/3 up, we get the number 192. If 1/3 is 64, how many is 2/3? It's going to be 64 times 2, or 64 plus 64. These two mean the same things mathematically. So we're going to get 64 times 2 is 128. 64 plus 64, also 128. So 2/3 of our pie would have 128 pieces in. The whole pie would have 192 pieces. Let's say that we were covering this pie with Smarties, and in each third of our pie or cake there were 64 Smarties on every third of our piece of cake. 64 on this third and 64 on this piece of cake. So that's how we would work out fractions of a large number.